Councilmember Donald Voss.
Very good.
Good evening. I'm Donald Voss. I'm a council member from Locking Down Flint Ridge. As you know from your package, the State Route 710 project is currently in a study stage to determine whether there is actual need to address mobility at the northern terminus of the 710 freeway, and if so, by what economical means. And these are identified as the alternatives in your package, as Mr. Hilling described them. One of these alternatives is a 4.5-mile freeway tunnel currently projected to cost $5.4 billion. Today, I don't want to talk about the fact that the cities and communities of Sierra Madre, La Crescenta, South Pasadena, La Cañada, Flint Ridge, Glendale, and Los Angeles are all on record formally opposing the freeway tunnel. And I don't want to talk about the devastating and potentially life-threatening effects the proposed tunnel would bring to families who live in proximity to existing freeways in the many communities that oppose the tunnel. Instead, I'd like to talk about what has so far been an elusive missing ingredient in evaluating each of the mobility alternatives, and that is a credible cost-benefit analysis and a foundational methodology. Despite the fact that tens of millions of dollars have already been spent evaluating the mobility alternatives, and despite the fact that LA County Metro has earmarked $780 million for this project that isn't even yet defined, there is a lack of information to make a determination that any of the alternative projects would make financial sense. A methodology to quantify the benefit of any of the alternatives and to measure that quantified benefit against the relevant cost has not been made available, especially at this time in which actual costs of California mega projects in relation to budgets are coming under increased scrutiny, such as the new eastern span of the Bay Bridge. It is crucially important to understand a realistic cost estimate for each of these 710 project alternatives and the associated cost-benefit relationships. This is particularly true for the freeway tunnel alternative because, as currently projected, it would cost twice as much as all the other alternatives combined. I respectfully ask the commissioners to be watchful of all developments on this project, especially those related to projected costs and missing cost-benefit analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. If we have some time before we have to leave the building, but we're going to go back. Okay, we'll do public comments.
One very quick question about Caltrans.
Yeah.
What do we, aren't we not supposed to do a cost-benefit analysis on large projects before we start? Is there some requirement?
There's a requirement during the process to do various financial analysis on the projects.
Is that done in advance of the EIR, in the EIR? Or
It'll be part of the project report.
Part of the project report, which is part of the EIR.
No. It's adjacent to the EIR. We can fold it into the EIR.
It comes before, right? Okay. So when do you expect that to be out?
It doesn't come before, it's at the same time. They're parallel paths.
So they'll be released together?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and can I make one thing clear is that Caltrans is CEQA and NEPA lead on the project, and we have made that clear at Metro
So you are the
Police.
lead agency?
Yes.
For both?
Yes, that's clear.
All right, we have
I just would also note that our board has insisted on a cost-benefit analysis, which is part of this program.
Yeah, where is it?